Please stand and remove your hats for our national anthem. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Rabbi Isabel.
We have arrived, and so, with hearts overflowing, we give thanks for our graduates, for their families and friends, for our faculty, staff, and administrators. Each person here, and so many others we call to mind today, has served to nurture, sustain, support, challenge, inspire, and uplift you graduates. And by the merit of that devotion, we are able to celebrate this joyous day today. We ask the source of blessing to bless our graduates as they go forward into a world rife with challenges and ripe with possibilities. May you go out from Drexel with your eyes filled with wonder and hearts filled with courage and compassion, ready to explore the world as it is and inspired to help transform this world into the world that it might yet be. May the lessons you have learned and the tools you have developed here at Drexel serve to propel you forward. And may the relationships that have sustained you here on campus continue to sustain you as you go out to build and design, explore, understand, and innovate. May you each find roles that will allow you to offer the world your greatest professional gifts. And may the work of your hands and hearts be ever in the service of community and humanity. May every day from this day forward offer you pathways for continued learning, growth, and service. May bold vision, wise counsel, and generosity of spirit guide your way. And wherever your path leads you, may each of you always be accompanied by great light and great love. Be who you are, dear graduates. May you be blessed in all that you are and all that you will become. Congratulations to the class of 2018. May this moment carry you forward from strength to strength.
Welcome, and please be seated. Please welcome the president of Drexel University, John A. Fry.
Thank you, everyone. It's such a great pleasure to welcome you to this commencement ceremony for Drexel's great College of Engineering, the cornerstone of our university. I am so pleased and so honored to be the first today to say congratulations to the great class of 2018. We are also very proud of your accomplishments and wish you the best of success as Drexel alumni. So this is a day of great promise. You, our graduates, are on the threshold of what I am sure will be remarkable and rewarding careers. Here to celebrate with you, we have many of those who have taught and supported and nurtured you along the way on your challenging educational journey. Among them, the dedicated faculty and professional staff members who are so deeply committed to your success. And of course, you are joined by family and friends who comprise your greatest network of fans and supporters. So, to our graduates, and also to your parents and family and friends, and to the faculty and professional staff who have taught and assisted you, I offer you my hearty, hearty congratulations. Our university is a better place for your efforts with more capacity for knowledge, more capacity for innovation, and more heart for service to others. And this is all, in the end, what we celebrate at commencement. I also want to extend a warm greeting to our commencement speaker, Paul Richards, a NASA astronaut and a member of our alumni body. We can learn so much from Paul because few of us are likely to be in a room with someone who has traveled so far and demonstrated such bravery to advance science and space exploration. For achieving such feats as a 6-hour and 21-minute spacewalk, Paul has been honored over and over again. But we know him, of course, as a good friend to the Drexel community who serves diligently on our College of Engineering Board of Advisors. Please welcome Paul today. So let me close by saying to our graduates that the world desperately needs you. For the long-term health and prosperity of our society, we will look to you and how you will use the knowledge you have worked so hard to acquire. If I could offer one piece of advice, it would be to think of your future not just in terms of a series of career decisions, but how it relates to the big problems that you might want to solve and the grand challenges that you might want to take on. And if you follow your heart on the big decisions in life, then all of your career moves will fall right into line. I also want to make a request that you please stay connected with your alma mater. The bonds you formed as a Drexel student can be lifelong, and the Alumni Association, 150,000 members strong, can help you build and maintain these really important relationships. So I look forward to hearing about your future successes in scholarship and in your professions and how you serve others, and hopefully all three together. I'm so proud to share this day with you and your families and friends. Thank you and congratulations. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce the Interim Dean of the College of Engineering, Giuseppe Palmese.
Well, thank you, President Fry. It is my honor, on behalf of the faculty and the staff, to welcome our graduates, parents, family, and friends to this graduation ceremony for Drexel's College of Engineering. Today, we're graduating over 700 bachelor's, master's, and PhD students from 7 departments. And I want to hear from these departments when I name them. Civil, Environmental, and Architectural Engineering. Materials Science and Engineering. Engineering Technology. Engineering Management Studies. Electrical and Computer Engineering. Chemical and Biological Engineering. And the Department of Mechanical Engineering and Mechanics. That's right. Very good. Actually, 1 in 5 of you is getting degrees from at least 2 of these departments today. You're an impressive group of young men and women who hail from countries all over the world, from Albania to China to Malaysia to Zimbabwe to, of course, right here, Philadelphia. Our youngest graduate just turned 21, and our oldest is 53. We have a very accomplished NFL running back amongst us. We also have nearly 36 veterans, active enlisted personnel, or National Guard reservists of the U.S. Armed Forces graduating today. Thank you. We, the faculty, are very proud of your accomplishments. In fact, perhaps as proud as your families are, because after spending many years with you and seeing you flourish intellectually, professionally, and personally, we consider you our family. And we marvel at the things you have done. You have worked on research and design projects that we only dreamed about at your age. Take, for instance, Senior Karen Wells, a material major who has been leading her senior design team to create 3D printed spinal fusion cages that will make surgery to correct degenerative or herniated discs more cost effective. Take, for instance, also Senior Joshua Gable, who competed in the National Steel Bridge competition in Illinois with a 17-foot simple span truss system that he and his team members designed, fabricated, and tested right here at Drexel. Take seniors Freddie Watcher, Matt Weiss, and Sergio Machaca, who designed, tested, and built through 3D printing a robot that took third place out of 54 teams in a national competition just this past April. And there's more. These were undergraduates. Allow me to briefly address the PhD graduates. Most likely, you have just completed the most intellectually transformative experience of your lives. Cherish this experience in which you have worked tirelessly and focused deeply on a singular problem under the mentorship of your distinguished advisors. In many cases, your work has been fundamental, adding to our understanding of the world, and translational, directly impacting industry in this world. We thank you for giving Drexel such recognition and such cause to be proud. It is truly an exciting time to be an engineer. We define and help to solve society's greatest challenges, from global sustainability and energy, water, food, and health, to security involving infrastructure, wireless communications, and the Internet of Things. We live in a time when the accelerating pace of innovation and the development of potentially disruptive technologies provide the tools for change. Robots and automated vehicles, additive manufacturing, ambient computing and augmented reality, clean energy. These can all be part of society's progress, but they pose risks as well. You have the chance to address these technologies and challenges just as they are becoming forces to be reckoned with. And we are confident that your time at Drexel has prepared you to be a force to be reckoned with as well. You have a different perspective to offer, and a timely one as an engineer. So please, do not shy away from civic duties and responsibilities to lead. Pay attention to public affairs, be active in your communities, and participate in the discourses that will shape our world. We hope that Drexel has helped to spark your imagination, kindle your curiosity, and nurture your creativity. As you graduate, the opportunities before you are indeed almost limitless. Use this imagination, curiosity, creativity to innovate and to plan your future. Follow your plans with integrity and define the value you wish to add to this world. If you do this, you will be successful. So now, soar like the dragons you are. May fortune and happiness accompany you on your journey. Congratulations, class of 2018. It is now my pleasure to introduce Gabriel Burks, who is graduating today from the College of Engineering. Gabriel will address us on behalf of the graduate class of 2018. Gabriel.
So exciting, such an exciting time. all this energy in the room. I really appreciate it. So welcome. I would like to begin this speech by acknowledging the university leadership, President Fry, deans, trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most important, the College of Engineering graduates of 2018. So, as the first member in my entire family to become a doctor, by no means do I take this opportunity for granted. I'm extremely humble and excited to have the opportunity to speak to you today. And with that, I understand the important role that parents have in this process. So I would like to take this moment to acknowledge the parents in the audience who have been consistent supporters of their children throughout this process, and without whom none of this would be possible. Thanks, Mom, Pops. Now, many of you will look up here and see a doctor of engineering and another example of a perfect scholar who did everything right from grade school all the way up to this point. However, for me, that is most definitely not the case. So my goal today is to share my journey and my story with you in hopes to inspire someone else to follow their own dreams. Now, during this storytelling, I hope not to bore you, but unfortunately, comedy isn't a graduation requirement in the College of Engineering, so it's the best I could do. Now, in all seriousness, my undergraduate experiences started pretty non-traditionally with the birth of my daughter as a first semester freshman studying physics at Grambling State University in Louisiana. Now, to say that another way, 6 months after graduating from high school, I became responsible for a life other than my own. Now, by having goals larger than myself and tremendous family support, I was able to persevere. Now, midway through my academic experience, I began to have my own academic struggles. During this time, I saw my GPA plummet from a 3.4 to a 2.3 over the course of a year and a half. A 3.4 to a 2.3. And as many of you already know, academia can be an extremely tough environment for students who do not maintain above a 3.0 GPA. And this is especially true in the STEM fields. Now, to be completely honest, the increased rigor of coursework compounded on top of increased fatherhood experiences and my extracurricular responsibilities really began to take a toll on me and my GPA, of course. Now, to fast forward, later on in my undergraduate experience, I realized that I wanted to go to graduate school. I wanted to get a higher level degree. And so I began to apply to graduate school with a 2.7 GPA. And as you can imagine, I met much resistance along the way. Many people, they began to treat me different, like I wasn't intelligent, like I all of a sudden didn't have the potential to be successful. And this was regardless of all of the research, the leadership experiences, and the community service experiences that I had exhibited on my resume. Now, as you can imagine, during this time, it was extremely frustrating for me. I was angry. I really couldn't understand why these people couldn't see past a simple number. You know, behind all that, to see a human being and a person who, above all, never quits, who's not afraid to try and learn new things, and who, most importantly, possess high character. Now, these experiences led me to what I would consider to be the lowest point in my academic career. During this time, to long story short, one institution flew me out for a graduate school interview. And this institution was extremely excited to have me there, and they were selling me very strong on the potential of joining the program. Now, unfortunately, this excitement, well, before that, I felt, very excited and hopeful and grateful to have the opportunity to join some program. I felt like I had finally found a group of people who understood me, the thing behind the numbers and the value that I could bring to a program. Now, all of this was short-lived because come lunchtime, this institution snatched that whole opportunity away from me after seeing my GPA. Now, as you would probably imagine, it was a lot for me. It was a lot of emotions, and I cried. It's like my heart had just been ripped out of my chest, and I really didn't know how to deal with that. And my hope in the academic system was just completely shaken. Now, during this low point, there were two primary things that pulled me out of it. And the first being my own stubborn belief in myself and my abilities. And the second being some wise advice from my parents. My parents told me that besides yourself, only one person has to see the potential in you. Only one person has to give you a chance. because the reality is you can only choose to attend one graduate school anyway. Now, this advice radically changed my life and my perspective. But more importantly, or more than anything, it restored my hope and my ability to attain that higher level degree. Now, fast forward even further, Dr. Christopher Lee in the Material Science and Engineering Department here at Drexel University was that person for me. Yes, he deserves that, right? So he was that person for me who gave me my one shot. He was able to look past these numbers and see a human being with outstanding research potential that through his mentorship, he could develop into an academic professional. So my family and I are forever grateful to him for giving me my one shot. Now, to anybody in the audience who is considering going to graduate school or who's considering attaining a higher level degree, I want to lend you my simple advice. Once you get into an institution, into a program, do not quit. Constantly communicate. And do not leave that institution unless they make you leave. Or graduation. Now, if they give you graduation, run, take it, go away. Now, also, I want you to understand this, that everything in graduate school is not going to be perfect. The process of graduate education is not always a smooth process. For example, myself, I didn't get an A or a B in every graduate course that I took. Shoot, I got a D in thermodynamics, and I had to take it twice, right? But so what? At the end of the day, the university, they didn't kick me out. I had eventually figured it out how to do it, and now we're here, commencement. Life is good. Life is really good, right? Now, to be completely honest, I'm tired of talking about myself. So I want to take these last few moments of my speech to talk about you, the College of Engineering graduates of 2018. Yes! Now, through our shared process, we have been forged by the rigors of Drexel University to be great. You could have quit at any point, but you didn't. You could have left engineering to pursue any other major, but you didn't. To my doctors, you could have left with that master's degree at any point in time and been just fine, but you didn't. All of you could have used any excuse possible to quit the process, but you didn't. All of you stuck it out even when some of your peers chose to take another route. All of you have guts. You have grit, determination, intelligence, creativity, and unshakable resolve. And I'm telling you, any company or graduate school will be lucky to get their hands on an engineer and a scholar half as talented as you are. People look up to you. People look up to you as an example of what they too can accomplish. And soon communities will lean on you and your expertise to change the world. Now, in closing, if you don't remember anything else that I have said today, I want you to remember these last few points. None of us are perfect. But you do not have to be perfect to accomplish great things. All you need is these three things. You need to believe in you, you need to be you, and be great. I'm going to say it one more time. You need to believe in you, you need to be you, and be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel, for those wonderful words. It is now my pleasure to introduce Lexi Capusta, who is graduating today from the College of Engineering. Lexi will address us on behalf of the undergraduate class of 2018.
Thank you. All right, so it is such an honor to address the class of 2018. Now that commencement is here, we are all reflecting on our memories from Drexel. But I'm not going to talk about the scavenger hunt, or when a mouse ran into Terrence's foot in the CAD lab at 4 a.m., or when the fire alarm went off and we got out of taking an exam. During this time of celebration, we are also reflecting on those who affect our lives and where we are today and what lies ahead. My engineering story doesn't start here at Drexel in 2013. It starts in 1972 in Wrocław, Poland, when my father was 10 years old and his Aunt Lucinka was studying to be an engineer at the University of Wrocław. I always felt like the oddball in my family because I was the first to pursue an engineering degree. I never understood where my engineering brain came from, or why I loved math, or why I tried so hard in school, until my father told me about Aunt Lucinka. She would tell him stories of how tough engineering school was, and how she withstood a lot of harassment from men for being one of the few women. Sounds just a little familiar, right? Unfortunately, Aunt Lucinka passed away before finishing engineering school, but she remains a role model in my life. Rewind 26 years earlier to 1946 here at Drexel, Alma Kuppinger-Foreman helped to create the Society of Women Engineers, or SWE. So women like my Aunt Lucinka would have a community and support. My fellow Drexel SWE officers and I had the good fortune of finding Alma at 88 years old in the phone book. When Alma came to SWE conference, sharp and fiery with a pink hard hat, she told us stories of how main building had no women's restrooms and how she had to walk through the men's locker room to get to her machine shop class. In 1949, Alma became the first woman at Drexel Institute of Technology to receive a civil engineering degree. She helped pave the way for future civil engineers like myself. So let's remember those who came before us, inspire us, and created opportunities for future engineers like us. Each of us has had our own unique set of challenges to face while at Drexel. Some of mine were physical. I've had 4 knee surgeries in the past 7 years, with one just 2 months ago while finishing up my BSMS program. Some of my other challenges are related to being a woman, pursuing a job in a field still dominated by men. My Aunt Lucinka had it tough, but the same issues she experienced back in 1972 still occur today. As far back as high school, I've had people try to tell me I shouldn't be an engineer. I overheard one of my high school teachers saying to other kids in my class that I would be better at dancing rather than focusing on my calculus class. Even on construction sites during my co-ops, more experienced employees who didn't want to follow my instructions called me horrible names and told me I shouldn't be in the construction field. Another obstacle was going from an average high school to a rigorous engineering curriculum. I went to the math tutor several times a week freshman year. These challenges did not stop me, and your challenges did not stop you, because we are all here today. We all know Drexel and life doesn't slow down for anyone. No matter what you had to deal with, you always had support from people in your corner. Maybe it was someone in your family, maybe it was your fellow classmates, or maybe it was your co-op colleagues or supervisors who invested in you and had your back. For me, it was my dad. When I was going on my first co-op and had to go to a work boots store in central Pennsylvania just to find out they didn't even have women's work boots. But he helped me pick the perfect men's size. My dad, of all people, understood what it was like to be the outsider in a situation, since he was a political refugee and left Poland when he was 23. He came to America speaking no English and took jobs for $3 an hour. My mother, with 5 other siblings, had no option but to start working right after high school. My father, an engineer at heart, and my mother never got to explore their true passions for their careers. I'm sure many of your families have made similar sacrifices. In my corner, I also had my fellow women engineers in SWE. As president of SWE, I helped to continue the hard work of the many past presidents and officers, but together as a team, we work to improve STEM outreach, advocacy and inclusion, and professional development of women engineers. Throughout life, we all need those people to lean on. Even after we trip over a bike rack in front of 50 construction workers, yeah, I was embarrassed. As we move on from Drexel, we should think about the future of engineering and those who will be coming after us. As an officer in SWE, I help to organize programs to help kids get inspired by STEM. Not only are we collectively building skyscrapers, planes, medical devices, and new technology, but we need to build up the future generations of young engineers. To inspire and be role models for them, we should never stop learning and always support each other's successes. As a graduate, you've made many people proud, from your family, friends, co-workers, and professors, but most of all, be proud of what you yourself have accomplished. The world is waiting for engineers like us to step in. Congratulations, class of 2018.
Thank you, Lexi, for your remarks, and congratulations on your graduation. Now we want to acknowledge those students who have received special recognition from the university. In the spirit of honoring exceptional academic achievement, we wish to recognize our undergraduate students who have completed their degree with a perfect 4.0 grade point average. We'd like to ask Paul Cadillo, Alexander Non, Gabriel Plummer to come forward and be recognized. Congratulations. I would like to recognize those students, undergraduate students, who have demonstrated outstanding academic achievement as reflected in outstanding final grade point averages. Students who graduate with a GPA between 3.5 and 3.7 are designated cum laude, or with honor. Will cum laude graduates please stand? Those graduating with a GPA between 3.7 and 3.9 are designated magna cum laude, or with outstanding honor. Will our magna cum laude graduates please stand? Students graduating with a GPA of 3.9 or higher are designated summa cum laude, or with highest honor. Will our summa cum laude graduates please stand? Congratulations to all of you. Each year at commencement, we present the Harold W. Pody Behind Every Graduate Award, named for the late Drexel trustee. This award recognizes excellence in secondary school teaching, and selections are made based on nominations by graduating students. One of this year's winners is with us today. I would like to ask Mr. Justin Cast from Highlands Ranch High School in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, and nominating student Amanda Belifato to stand and be recognized. In the spirit of honoring exceptional academic achievement, we wish to recognize one graduate student who has received an award from the Graduate College. I would like to ask Nicholas Coleman to stand and be recognized. Nicholas has been awarded the Drexel University Graduate College Dissertation Award. Congratulations to all of you. Our alumni do some incredible things after they leave Drexel. We applaud and admire them all. But even we have to admit, it's hard to find a career as enthralling, technically inspiring, and downright awesome as the one our distinguished commencement speaker, Paul Richards, has as astronaut. Paul was selected for NASA's shuttle program in 1996. Years of intensive training and evaluation culminated in his being named a mission specialist on the Space Shuttle Discovery in March of 2001. It was the 8th shuttle mission to visit and work on the International Space Station. Paul is one of a handful of human beings who can claim the iconic achievement in space exploration, a spacewalk that lasted over 6 hours. Later, after serving with the Department of the Navy as a Naval Ship Systems Engineer, Paul transferred to NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center. He held a couple of offices there, including work on the Hubble Space Telescope, designing extravehicular activity tools and hardware. In fact, he invented a computerized pistol grip tool that has been used on every shuttle and ISS spacewalk since 1996. He has received numerous NASA awards and medals and holds 2 patents. After 2 years as an aerospace consultant in the early 2000s, Paul returned to NASA to work on a next-generation advanced weather satellite program being developed in partnership with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Today, Paul is at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C., serving as Program Executive Technology Manager in the Optical and Advanced Communications Program. He was recently inducted as Eminent Engineer into the Drexel chapter of the National Engineering Honor Society, and he serves on the Board of Advisors of Drexel's College of Engineering as its chair. Paul's achievements at NASA, in the Department of the Navy, and as an aerospace engineer are all his own. But he got his start here at Drexel's College of Engineering, graduating with a degree in mechanical engineering in 1987. So you could say, perhaps, that the College of Engineering launched him. So join me in welcoming or honoring alumnus, our honored alumnus, Paul Richards. Paul.
Thank you, President Fry, Dean Palmese, professors and department heads of engineering, family and friends. I am so honored to be here. And you, class of 2018, Dragons, fellow Dragons, congratulations for your perseverance and tenacity through the many long nights and days that got you here today. As I look out upon the crowd, which I think I can say now is engineers, thinkers and creators, I can't help but think what a proud moment this is for you and your families. One of the best pieces of advice I received in flying in space was to take a moment such as this, take it all in, and deliberately make a memory. As I remember, graduation is a great feeling. The studying's done, the exams are over, and there's a whole world of possibilities opening up in front of you. That feeling transports me back to my own graduation here at Drexel, which now seems like several lifetimes ago. The commencement speaker back then was also an astronaut, James Bajan. And his speech reinvigorated me. In fact, I remember sitting where you are thinking, I'm going to be Drexel's second astronaut, and maybe someday they'll ask me back to give the commencement speech. It took 31 years. Achieving my wildest dream was possible for me then as it is possible for you now. In fact, the core of society is made up of entrepreneurs, visionaries, and dreamers. You are the next generation of explorers. Any one of you can become an astronaut, a technologist, an inventor, or anything in your wildest dreams. You sit on a precipice, ready to dive into your next adventure. So I'd like to share some advice that served me well since I tossed my cap here at Drexel and was blessed to live a great adventure. First is to be persistent and unyielding. It won't surprise you that the road to becoming an astronaut is very hard, and the odds are, well, astronomical. But with any dream, the work may be demanding, but the true challenge is to remain undeterred by the sense of impossibility. Ever since I was 5 years old, I wanted to be an astronaut. And when I was here at Drexel, I would voice this goal, and it was kind of met with some eye rolls and some skeptical laughs. But I kept on. And I was working at the Navy, and I applied to NASA in the middle of a hiring freeze. But still, I kept on. I sent 50 resumes from a phone book down to all the managers, and I drove hours to create interviews until finally one day I was in the right place at the right time, and I was hired as the last engineer of fiscal year 1987. Then I turned around and did it again. At NASA, I was told, yeah, every young engineer comes here and wants to be an astronaut. You'll grow out of it. But I applied before I was even eligible, just to practice filling out the paperwork. So that was every year from 1987 through 1995, being rejected every year. And then finally, they got tired of seeing my name and they let me in. I'm sure many of you have experienced that life can make us complacent in our goals or dreams. But I can't stress the occasional importance of pig-headedness. Be tenacious, be stubborn, be relentless. If you feel strongly about something, don't compromise. So I seem to be talking a lot about me and about you, which is kind of funny because my second piece of advice is the power of team and teamwork. For me, it wasn't long after I launched in a metal tube with 1.5 million pounds of explosives below me to a space station traveling 250 miles above the Earth's surface, reaching speeds of 17,500 miles an hour, and then Mach 25 coming home, that the reality of teamwork became glaringly clear. When you're up there, your only connection to the ground is the voices from mission control. And it was in those intense moments of vulnerability that the reliance of the hundreds of support team and my crew members next to me that I learned how integral a team is to endurance and achievement. Astronauts are always in the forefront. You see us on TV and we represent NASA at events like this. But I'm here to tell you everything in my career would be impossible without a huge team. The public may never see them, and I would not have been successful without them. When you see successful people, a lot of times you just see the finished product. What you don't see is the hours of hard work and the teamwork it took to become successful. My first time in the simulator, in the centrifuge, I dropped my books, my flight data file, my head turned sideways, and the microphone went up my nose. I really didn't feel like an astronaut. But with my trainers, the second time, I got in the simulator, and at least I held onto my books and kept my head straight. By the third time, with their encouragement, I was actually flipping switches, and I think I took some notes. So it took perseverance and a team to get to that point. And it may not always be clear to you, but the people around you today and the colleagues you will meet on your career are your teams. You can only endure and progress through challenging situations if you have a foundation, a solid foundation in your team. Cultivate those relationships. Recognize the tremendous value of your peers. And the final piece of advice I'd like to share with you is to remain inquisitive. I found that the workplace can perpetuate old standards and norms that may not be helpful or may no longer apply. While rigor and standards optimize efficiency and success, only one way of completing something might not be the best way. In fact, just because it's been done for 5, 10, maybe 20 years doesn't mean it's the right way. So one rule I learned, and I try to guide my teams when assessing a standard or a procedure, is return to fundamentals. That's not F equals MA, it's not V equals IR for the electrical engineers, but it's Y cubed is greater to or equal than BS. That is, if you continue to ask why and you don't get a satisfactory answer, it's probably BS. When I began my career at NASA, there was this requirement for spaceflight mechanisms called stress corrosion cracking. and they had it listed in a table 1, and that's the materials you can use. Well, I wanted to use a titanium alloy that wasn't in table 1. So I kept asking why. I asked why down a whole chain of reference documents, until finally I found out that table 1 was originally in an Air Force manual for materials under a tensile load in a sodium chloride environment. It was for launch pads. It was never meant for spaceflight mechanisms. Yet engineers had been following this for decades, just because they were told that's the way it's done. Awaken your curiosity within yourself. Be unafraid to push the boundaries. A famous philosopher once said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." So the most important message I can leave with you is don't stop asking why. Now's the time to forge a new path for yourself, for your industries, and maybe for your government. But remember this, companies don't build great things. Governments don't build great things. People do. Never doubt the impact that you and your team will have in shaping the future. In closing, I'd like to commend you once again for all the hard work and all the decisions you made along your 5 years to get you here today. So go out and enjoy this great day. You've accomplished a lot and your future is so bright. Take time to celebrate with your family and your friends, those who have supported you. Take some time off and reflect on the lessons you've learned and your experiences. Then when it's time, go and live an extraordinary life. So thank you and congratulations, class of 28, and I hope one day I'm going to see some of you on Mars.
On behalf of everyone in the College of Engineering, Paul, I thank you.
Oh. Thank you.
It is now time to individually recognize all of our graduates assembled today. The names of our graduates will be announced by Dr. Kapil Dandekar, Professor and Associate Dean, Dr. Naga Kandasamy, Professor and Associate Department Head, Dr. Cameron Abrams, Professor and Department Head, Dr. Richard Knight, Teaching Professor and Associate Department Head, and Dr. Andrei Zhabakov, Associate Teaching Professor. Out of respect to all our graduates, we request that you remain in your seats until all the names have been called.
Marshals, please escort the doctoral graduates to the stage with their supervising professors to receive their hoods. You will find their dissertation titles and names of supervising professors in the commencement program.
Emery Kanashi, Supervising Professor, Giuseppe Palmisi. Sadella Santos, Supervising Professor, Giuseppe Palmisi. John H. Vergara, Supervising Professor, Giuseppe Palmisi. Ping Ji Zhang, Supervising Professor, James Shackelford. Rajeth Elias Soanes, Supervising Professor, Dr. James Shackelford. Danushka Kalaratna, Supervising Professor, Ani Shea. Gabriel Ford, Supervising Professor, Moshe Khan. Moon K. Hu, Supervising Professor, John Walsh. Bel Hassan Bayer, Supervising Professor, Matt Stam. Lisa Ann Peterson, Supervising Professor, Sabrina Spatari. Gaytunde Shirunmu, Supervising Professor, Sabrina Spatari. Thanks. Salvador DeSales, Supervising Professor, Naga Kandasamy. Shaboom Dastidar, Supervising Professor, Aaron Fofferman. Andrew Dillon, Supervising Professor, Aaron Fofferman. Arun Srikanth Sridhar, Supervising Professor, Cabrin Abrams. Ryan Gordon, Supervising Professor, Cameron Abrams. Nicholas Coleman, Supervising Professor, Karen Mew. Mohammed Muthalib, Supervising Professor, Karen Mew. Danny Liu, Supervising Professor, Antonios Kansos. Jacob Price, Supervising Professor, Christopher Solis. Sun Chul Yum, Supervising, Supervising Professor. Da Jing Gao, Supervising Professor, Moses Snow. Stephen Least, Supervising Professor, Jack Jow. Yoon-tae Kim, Supervising Professor, Moses Snow. Yole Lee, Supervising Professor, Nick Cernansky and David Miller. Julius Karubia, Supervising Professor, Nick Cernansky and David Miller. Alicia Bosanes Praiti, Supervising Professor, Michelle Marcolongo. Amanda Pentecost, Supervising Professors, Yuri Gagotsi and Kara Spiller. Gabriel Burks. Brian Beals, Supervising Professor, Katya Pomerantseva.
Congratulations to all of our doctoral recipients. We'd now like to recognize all of our students who are receiving both a bachelor's and a master's degree today. Will those students please stand and be recognized? Marshals, please escort our master's students to the stage for individual recognition.
Amanda Bellafoto. Adarsh Shah. Gayatri Lakshmanan. Ame Hande. Alexandria Kapusta. Alexander Nunn. Gabriel Plummer. Paul Kanilil. Prashant Yadav. Sridhar Bhaskar Shenoy. Bhagyashri Suresh. Sharik Samira. Nidhi Mehta. Izikan Ilmaz. Anurag Ravindra Sarnaik. Ranit Ravikant Patel. Vishal Subhash Chaudhary. Deepak Jimmy Pakanel. Manasi Dinesh Nair. Advait Ajay Nadkari. Shinmay Manoj Kawalkar. Disha Rathod. Shian Yo. Mithul Patel. Anthony W. Alexander. Dewan Alexander Ashfield. Mark Richard Blaho. Ariana Eliza Paradiso. Shreyas Teridesai. Ravi Teja Potani. Vishnuvardhan Balakrishnan. Yusuf Dekegi. Michelle Torelli. Sami Donner. Taha and Hayes Khan. Burim Dervini. Lenora Avel Dei. Shihwan Jao. Arul Selvi Selvaraja. Anthony E. Reed. Ahmed E. Obari. Sam Clifford Chamberlain. Tae Hwan Kim. Eric Dae Huang. Nicholas Leng Lee. Tyler R. Martz. Eric Michael Bergeson. William Yang. Juhee Liu. Tran Lee. Ling Al Huynh. Jin Chen. Jose Armando Alvarez. Medin Bayo Cheney. David Mensa. Lawrence Coca. Dalton Raymond Versac. Patrick Christopher McPeak. Mohammed S. Aljari. Hillary Elizabeth Brugger. Joseph Barry Kohler. Abhimanyu Giant Patwa. Zahri Bilge Darren. Michelle Ann Tarbutton. Francis Obayagu. Maximilian Armstrong Kalbach. Olivia Ray Wilson. Zizhao Chen. Yuchi Huo. Brian Lee Tessier. Eric Tran. Matthew Lauren Groom. Serena L. Wilson. Caitlin Rose Johnson. Achira Giant Amur. Suna Akin Sahin. Jiling Zhong. Brittany F. Fletcher. James Starks. Andre Scheel.
Tiffany Lakins. Dylan Hobbs Fernie. Kyle Francis Huber. Camille Nuza. Lanzije Ho. Shi Liu. Guang Sun. Carlos Ruiz. Sanjay Jayadev. Ajay Kumar. Shantanu Anil Hajakar. Carol Janice Martin. Alina Santhi John. Hussam Hamdan. Ridian Fer Shu Hui. Kyle York. Alil Itterberg. Blake London. Elias Ali. Nicholas Cavaliere. Sorry. Henry Babson Archie. Suzanne Dreitline. Barbara Abney McKinnon. Paul Elma Mancianito. Anthony Spinelli. Daniel Schofield. Marika Zeldenrust. Benjamin Hartford. Pauline Speaks. Pooja Pathak. Meredith Fetters. Preston J. Pennell. Stephen Pisani. Pradeep Balaji. James Peter Heckel. Grace Lee Womack. Anthony J. Caputi. Daniel Joseph Hudson. Timothy Reppert. Scott Kazu Ajena. Brandon Hans. Samuel F. Bailey. Richard Liu. Scott Andrew Garvin. Ayu Dele Kazim Duile. Edwin H. Scott. Abhishek Ramachandra Parulekar. Carla Smith Vaughn. Bora Bakiri. Ryan J. Neal. Nicholas M. Hoffman. Christopher Hammersley Martin. Mysoon Kasara. Taryn Lynn Francis Shetty. Jonathan S. Napolitano. Drew Thomas Hovey. Carrie Marie Milligan. Sriram Viswanath. Vasudeva Mahusudan Dasu. Bharath Mutyala. Mitra Madhav Bapat. Karthik Thalambeti. Pramod Paramsawaran. Dennison Tyler Richter. Paul Richard Staple. Brandon Alexander Garcia. Matthew Stephen Brown. Mark Klobukov. Dongsen Zhu. Siki Yan. Daniel Joseph Schoenborn. Lonnie M. Snyder. John Philip Manzoni. Harrison D. Betts. Tapawanashi Indlovu. Frank Nelson Muhande Musamate. Joseph C. Chowdhury. Carmelos Habdi Woldeyes. Elmede Sabir. Ronald A. Herazo. Maurizio Ulderico Caputo. Joseph John Franco. Deepes Sher. Frederick J. Eiselman. Daniel Robert Dunas. Brandon M. Mengel. Andrew Zhang Ung. Tsai Fen Alexander Ku Ton Fa. Deepika Sharma.
Congratulations to all of our master's recipients. Marshals, please escort our bachelor's graduates to the stage for individual recognition.
You call it. We'll do whatever you tell us. Jennifer Claire Gallup. Nirvan Kaitan. Pavel Drakev. Nicholas Charles Robinson. Michael Mario Sangilo. Nathan Lin Shoma. Ki Zoom. Dayu Pliao. Remin Abraham. Jeffrey Setadi Sutawajia. Ian Matthew Bush. J. Nanavit Patel. Evan D. Catterson. Mikhail Ianis
Contulios, Zhumei Chen, Liangjian Gao, Xingju Huang, Yongchang Tsai, Mai Fan, Anush Lingamurti, Olalakan Jonathan Solomon, Mohammed Masidi Hassan, Sam Kulesa, Jeffrey Zhao, Tony Wang, Michael Paul Pantano, Xin Lu, Yupeng Queen, Evan Quain, Teresa C. Moore, Kwai P. Cheng, Jeffrey Proco, Cooper Augustus Voigt, Patrick Joseph West, Brian Joseph McCormick, Garrett Ryan Kern, Justin Franco Horuzi, Marino Hero Suteo da Costa Jimenez, Hans T. Crompton, Lucas J. Miller, Bienvenido Paul Bueno, Bak Nam Tran, Madison E. Kirod, Jacqueline Rose Torney, Christina Patricia Aliva, Deborah D. Hudson, Megan Rachel Sam, Jason J. Avery, Griffin Michael Rosenthal, Griffin James Ripley, Danielle Helen Long, Brittany Brooke Pelletieri, Julia Jean Verone, Taylor Amanda Hones, Alison Ann Calabria, Clayton Vern Henry, Richard Stephen Weber, Daniel Lefebvre, Dallas G. Folia, Nicholas William Cease, Brian Chen, Kyle Jack Killian, Chinwendu Julia Abalihi, Megan Marie Montgomery, Robert William Grieve, Tyler Rose Chesone, Michael J. Tarakajian, Benjamin Avery Ehrlich, Al-Zahara Salem Sulaiman, Zainab Dashti, Giovanni Borzani Pitark Pippin, Amy A. Gandhi, Reem Dashti, Alina Eshau, Gina P. Codiatu, Jessica L. Marcanello, James Robert Yeager, James Bro Fitzpatrick, Alexander H. Alt, Logan J. Henderson, Jonathan Alexander Antal, Christina Lezensky, Andrew Theodore Shatinsky, Brian Blake, Christopher John Postupak, Benjamin S. Hamalian, Andrew Vincent Yerkis, Maria Camila Cabrera, Jordan Alice Coleman, Amanda Ruth Martino, Michael Triton Sanjern, Stephen Mendoza, Liliana Lobaton, Asfahana Asgar, Peter B. Daneman, Jordan Krachak Lopez, Michelangelo Navrouge, David Alexander Khan, Henry C. Are we swapping? Corey Zeng,
Ryu May Kalubayan, Paul Gonzalez, Candace Lee, Candace Young, Jacob Dunlap, Joshua Sean Carey, Spencer Kroc, Elizabeth McDaniel, Sarah Abinante, Jordan Schuster, Avital Braverman, Nicholas Pawlikowski, Maria Ragusis, Christian Parker, Jordan Hayes, Corey O'Donnell, Erica Operzidick, John Wismer, Haikal Fauzi, Mohammed Asharaf, Umir Farhan Zainal Azman, Nana Ye Ado, Danielle Lopez, I'm right, Kevin Rausenberg, Brendan Donnelly, Jonathan Sefcik, Alisa Fine, Chelsea Chapelier, Harrison Bradley, Ethan Epstein, Patricia Luciani, Brendan Walsh, Jackie Wu, Toshi Ehirim, Sean Dooley, Nathaniel Frey, Ashutosh Gupta, Andrew Chi, Stuart Collymore, Chris Holly, David Grandy, Leanne Keegan, Derek Yerger, Adam Beckler, Emma Spittal Smith, Ryan Cruas, Randy Flug, Michael Iaconani, Samuel Perry, Shanth Singh, Ronnie Joshi, Julian Downing, Corey Kluwan, Gregory Hart, Andrew Kulaseagram, Joshua Joes, Kayun Over, Kurta Ergenekon, Anthony Jaquinto, Eric Leggett, Marcus Moyne Iqbal, Joshua Hershey, Francis Cullen, Dante Cornelio Swatsky Gonzalez, Brian Hostler, Demi Furker, Tanya Abe Dube, Laura Bennett, okay,
Catherine Chu, Nicole Catherine Bannock, Karen Virginia Wells, Dylan Nicholas Eccles, Devon J. Spinelli, Richard Gaitan Reynolds, Thomas Heng, Adam P. Blickley, Betsy Hannah Morgan, Oksana T. Baihoon, Larissa Taman Druikom, Donna Zhang, Maureen Burnside, Dylan Barry Lavender, Yadira Mejia, Ryan J. Vader, David Aaron Cohen, Benjamin Harry Goldstein, Brandon Thomas Morales, Ross James Stanley, Kijun Chen, Xiaoyu Liu, Yipeng Peng, Ming Chen, Craig R. Helbig, William L. Bauer, Kevin Michael McLaughlin, Gregory Lewis Adams, Joel Evan Marlin, Robert P. Mafawn, Joseph Paul Freeling, Ashish Shrestha, Ho Wang Lam, Jonathan Huang, Shanta Rashid, Anthony Robert Donatiello, Connor J. McTaggart, Gregory J. Polkuninas, Tim Eric Brandt, Clary Desiree Rodriguez Cruz, Michael Stephen Demafonte, Nolan Bear, Huibin Zhu, Zachary Tyler Hartman, Matthew Jacobson, Michael Watkins, Austin William DiFabio, Austin Emmanuel Rose, Sabrina Sanchez de Esposito, Ryan V. Owens, Raymond M. Capretti Jr., Timur Vafin, Gregory Thomas Sasso, Ramazan Mehta, Tyler Joseph Afflerbach, Javier Boo Hernandez, Shane Anthony Mims, Hannah Shea Devlin, Mario Luis Borjas Paredes, Agastya Sinha, Joseph Atto Apia, Fritz Dodu, Sean Kirkland, Colleen Alexandria Todd, Evan Davis, Arnav Jam, Jai Thakkar. Do you want to change again? Okay.
Anjit Singh Rajapurit, Jeffrey DeChristopher, Joseph Grande, Jonathan Clark, Brett Daniel Moore, Sullivan Brophy, David Feldner, Neil Patel, Peter Shihata, Maxwell Puckett, Elias Irani, Joseph Zarega, Jacob Ziaitsu, Xianhyun Yu, Hiao Jing, Mariano Amisial, Christopher Gerard Sager, Cody Fitzsimmons, Vincent Russell, James Devaney, Michael Kane, Stephen Snyder, Jonathan Getty, Samuel Swigger, Sean David Averill, Andrew Averill, Andrew Keenan, Ian Lempitsky, David Debrasinet, Thomas Sisson, Allison Abad, Shiwuyangi Tsu, Jackie Huang, Camille Shuraksky, Robert Kedra, Casey O'Neill, Victoria Schaefer, Nicholas Caruso, Justin Moy, Matthew Matwizik, Nicholas Paoletti, Shijie Shu, Tian Tan, Dongmeng Xu, Jicheng Zhang, Michael Ling, Stephen Ewing, Galen Baker, Ryan Lanfear, Sang Huang, William Zhao, Terry Russell, Stephen Mark Christian, Serena Storr, Fahad Ibrahim Al-Subhani, Ivo Krachik, Derek Antwi, Dylan Sidlowski, Christopher Wiley, Jiehao Shu, Christian Gomez, Benjamin Young, Tyler Mann, Jiyang Wang, Jun Zhang, Xicheng Gao, Michael Black, Fraser Isbester, David Gockley, Hao Zhang, Hongwei Ni, John Tyrrell, Martin Zefilippo, David Hertzel, William Becker, Nick Rodak, Suhaj Dave, John Rice, Kyle Naki, Robert Perillo, Richard Bradshaw, Zachary Rich, Beechan Ben, Harsh Patel, Punos Cherian, Jamil Gigi, Melvin Joes, Omar Alali, Mark Katugas, Lee Talixon, Joshua Castillo, Malik Goodrich, Kyle Kroll, Stephen Maiorino, Yosef Galal, Nicholas Lars Thielen, Grady Godfrey, Nicholas Scarpato, Alexander Seitz, Cody Johnson, Dylan Mitchell, Marshall Luke Kupinski, Patrick Fitzgerald, Artem Aristov, Weijin Zhao, Wei-Yin He, Atticus Doran Kelly, Shuyan Zhang, Hanlin Mei, Shaolin Liao, Sneh Patel, Theodore Fung, Tyler Lister, Heath Majewski, Stephen McKinley, Becquerel Johns, Cole Smith, Derek DSO, Elizabeth McLean, Zachary Palanker, Megan Kinley, Alexandria Walsh, Alexander Vasily, Robert Garno, Frank Garace, Oliver Robbins, Joseph Abrams, Kush Patel, Michael Rego, Charles Christian Kay, Joe Maskai, Brian Tyndall, Nicholas Urechabala, Richard Feeney, Zachary Bond, Chejin Lee, Xiaobing Hua, Xinsheng Yi, Shui Duan, Huan Shentu, Susheng Wu, Nok Duan, Xinwen Lim, Churan He, Joshua Trustee, Vincent Santillo, Stephen Korolik, Jonathan Korolik, Yi An, Jaisheng Chu, Conrad Joseph Arthur Schmidt, Tom Powers, Michael Petrongolo, Nicolina Stiles, Nikola Obradovich, Robert Thyssen,
Sonia Elise Zakur, Joshua T. Gable, Sarah Grace Peachy, Lorenzo Elias Garita, Robert Walter Herman, Megan Ailash Begley, Jihan Ingravera, David James Hagelgans, Clausido Muko, Omar Mukhtar, Gregory Michael Yeager, Valerie Neiman, Sadie Beth Zellum, Tiffany V. Gonzalez Bohorquez, Ryan Bowen Trainer, Isaac D. Adams, Jonathan M. Vidro, Christopher David Payne, Emily Boda, Shane Michael Daref, Ali Mozaffar Malik, Stephen Joseph Amato, Insub So, Jay Sudi Lee, Akash Shah, Frederick Rice, May Nor La Mong Ai, Ryan Christopher Benadusi, Mohammed Adil, Eric Michael Kwiatek, Nathan J. Iskra, Protik Koshnabish, Courtney Page Fakshu, Faska, Matthew Nejako, Mary Margaret McClure, Gurveer Singh Bhuta, Darshak Vipin Surti, Mehdi Lebdi, Robert Carlos Del Valle Rodriguez, Habib Ofalabi Olawin, Pauline Inidovich, Gregory Matthews, Sarah Ojogunagwa Adigba, Odomie Cyril Ogude, Amos Oluwole Akinola, Mohammed Yasir Hassan, Connor Anthony Overend, Neil Fitzenmeyer, Alden Charles Everett, Joshua Van Heest, Timothy A. Wilson, Yifeng Wen, Tram Huang, Mai Fuong Tran, Sergio Andre Machaca, Matthew Wise, Frederick Wachter, Harrison Katz, Lyndon K. Smith, Lester P. Dabu, Seungjae Yu, Anthony Scaccia, Matthew Dillon Meisberger, Mackenzie Connor Mason, Austin Cecil Miller, Eric Prasalowicz, Matthew Davis, Sean Gregory Swartz, Joseph Brogan Murphy, Kevin Panaro, Ryan Pepito, William Thomas Plusinski, William Scott Landis, Zachary Bean, Teja Jongaladagada, Kyle Grisak, Lauren Kujau, Jacob Wabe, James Michael Kaiser, Ryan James Davis, Christopher Thomas Brandimate, Abdul Malik Oladepo Anibaba, Christopher Touch, Bradley Salvatore Di Giovanni, Sarah Marie Maminsky, Casey Alessandro, Carly Alessandro, Sana Daniel Kokar, Montasir El Madani, Kwame Yannick Akka, Mohamed Shihab Mustafa, Fabian Enrique Meja, Alec William Keck, Christian Francis Lewandowski, John Taylor Joyce, Jonathan Maxwell Joyce, Kwok Leong Liu, Guan Yu Mao, Chin Hin Henry Howe, Junji Lee, Scott Lewis Chevrin, Jonathan Zek, Zohaib Javed, Kishawa Hassan, Rabiul Chowdhury, Ashish Patel, Scott Wilson, David Joseph McDonald, Erica Lorraine Nordquist, Mackenzie Nolte, Russell Sang, Zachary Peters Vernier, Christopher Angelo Owen Gibson, Kyle Wise, Gabriel Markowitz, Salvatore John Realmuto, Benjamin Michael Acero, Patrick Bolin. Well done.
Congratulations to all of our bachelor's degree recipients.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more round of applause for all of our graduates. So, in this ceremony, we have paid tribute to the graduating class of 2018. Now it's the graduates' turn to salute those who have helped them along the way. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jennifer Gallup, who is graduating today from the College of Engineering, to salute all family members and loved ones, as well as faculty and administration. Jennifer?
Thank you all so much for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to thank the family, faculty, and staff who've aided us all in getting here. To the faculty and staff, many of you have served as advisors, whether intentionally or not. You have kept us on track in academics and reminded us that your classes don't define you, and neither do your failures. Even our most challenging professors, thank you for pushing us, not just to learn, but to learn to apply our studies. You've given us the opportunity to expand beyond the course content through your research. Would all faculty and staff members in the audience please stand if you're able? Please be seated. There are many family members in the audience today, as well as some of those who could not be with us in person. Over the years, our siblings and cousins have been our friends, our support. You have always encouraged us in exploring our young adult lives. The sometimes questionable advice, borrowed clothes, or just lending an ear has been an essential sanity check. We're grateful to our aunts, uncles, and family friends for their endless encouragement. You have been constantly excited to hear about the latest adventures on co-op or in classes. Although we may not see you as often, you have made us feel proud of our accomplishments. Our guardians, parents, and grandparents have answered calls of joy or anguish, helping us through trying times and rejoicing in our successes. Thank you for reminding us that we can't do everything and that that is okay. You've supported us emotionally and financially through our time here, which we greatly appreciate. At this time, would all family members in the audience please rise if you are able? Thank you. Please be seated. Lastly, to the class of 2018, my peers, I want to thank you all for sticking together and working so hard to make it to this momentous occasion. It hasn't always been easy, and I cannot tell you all how glad I am to be here and how much I owe to the support and friendship of so many of you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for your remarks, and again, congratulations all to your graduation. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited to continue graduation activities on Friday, tomorrow, on the 15th, in the university-wide commencement held at Citizens Bank Park, beginning at 7:30 p.m., where all degrees will be formally conferred. Please also join us for a pre-ceremony pep rally on Citizens Bank Way, immediately preceding our university-wide ceremony. We're about to end now, and so please be seated, remain seated until the graduates and the stage party have recessed. Once again, congratulations, graduates of the 2018.